Call this meeting in order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get an approval of the agenda?
There's some amendments to the agenda. We are deleting the public hearing. The public hearing was canceled. The individual who was interested in acquiring anthems has decided not to move forward, so therefore the public hearing is canceled, which will also remove 7A from the agenda, the action item. And then we did add the resolution 2016-32, approving the sale of city-owned land at Empire Memorial, 8A on the agenda. So we have amendments.
It'll be good. All right.
I'm making a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We were at the open forum. Would you like to come up and talk? And just to let you know, this is Candace Freeman. She was one of my teachers in school, taught me how to cook, and I do the best that I can yet to this day. So she would like to talk about the Minnesota State Fair, and I'll let you go.
Okay, I'm happy to be here. Am I coming through okay in my teacher voice? I'm happy to be here to share a little bit about the first ever Melrose Day at the Creative Activities Building at the Minnesota State Fair. And Carol did an awesome job in a Beacon article last week. And what's exciting about this is in 2013, I had a lot of hoopla with the brand cake at the state fair. I got to meet the superintendent of creative activities, and he knows I've been competing for many years, and this will be my 20th year. And a couple of years ago, he said, you know, we really should have a Melrose Day. You and Lois have been here for so many years, and you promote small town goodness and all that. So anyway, it came about, so we have asked Stony Creek Butter, Swanee White Flour Mills, Jenny O Turkey, and Share Enterprises with their pickled eggs and pickled turkey gizzards to participate with us. We wanted to keep it small and promote food and baking. I did ask a couple other people that did meat and sausage work and specialty ethnic foods, but they were unable to come. So we decided that with the 4 other businesses, that was a good way to start this so we could have fun and we could get stressed out. So anyway, on Tuesday, August 30th, we're going to start at 10 a.m. and Lois Thielen will be demonstrating using Swanee White flour and oatmeal and Stony Creek butter, and both Grant Shaneberg and Gary and Sharon Thielen will be talking about their businesses, which I think is just, you know, real exciting. Grant's been was a former student. He's got a very successful dairy business, and of course the Thielens have been in business for over 100 years, and just what they've all gone through with the fire and, you know, keeping their mill going again, and it's just wonderful stuff. So they'll be talking. Lois will be demonstrating. Jenny wants to demonstrate twice at 11 and 1 and talk about brining and putting a rub on a turkey and do grab and go turkey sticks and some of these other vegetable turkey concoction that they're making. And then we have to break for the fair parade, kind of clear the building. The superintendent said that was a good thing to do. And then Share Enterprises will be on at 3 o'clock with their products, their pickled eggs and pickled turkey gizzards. And then I will wrap it up at 4 with the demonstration, and I haven't decided yet what I'm going to demonstrate. It depends on how many, what happens with the 32 items I'm taking this year. I'm really focusing on cakes, so if one of those gets a blue ribbon, I will probably demonstrate that. Something else kind of fun for me is last year there were 2,800 entries in creative activities, and I was picked. There were 6 people picked, and I was one of the 6. They're making these commemorative cards It's a new project this year with your recipe, and they're going to have a Meet the Baker Day. So I'm going on Thursday, September 1st, to hand out my cards for my gluten-free pumpkin bar. So anyway, it's going to be exciting. I think I'll drive over 1,000 miles going to the fair this year 5 times, so I'm 94, in good shape. So anyway, we're very proud of our small town and that we have 4 food businesses that are very successful and people that are willing to just come and share in this small little venue and creative activities building. We're not professionals, but whatever, we're just having fun promoting our small town and what we can try to do. So that's all. I've rambled on plenty. Is that?
Nope, no, that's all right.
And Joe said he would provide we thought it'd be fun, a few door prizes, some coffee mugs, cup of coffee mugs or water bottles, ink pens. Jenny will be giving things away. We'll be giving away some product also that's easy for people to take. And the credit union's bringing a bus. We're very excited about that. Carol will be there from the Beacon that day, I believe. So it's just going to be a lot of fun.
Have they had these town days before?
No,
So this is the first for...
first ever, and it's all because of that grant cake in 2013. And knows I'm kind of a crazy believer. So yeah, and so we want a Melrose area, so I think we're gonna have fun with the 4 that are willing to do it and not all be overwhelmed. Hopefully it isn't 100 degrees. Last time I demonstrated it was 100 degrees and the water was dripping all over. It was a record heat wave that day.
Sounds great.
Before you know it, you'll be on these talk shows at 10:30 at night.
The next Marjorie Johnson.
Yeah?
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's something I'm very passionate about, and I love to be with people and talk about food. That's a pretty safe thing to talk about. So we thank you for that. And if you want to declare the first ever Melrose Day at the Minnesota State Fair, Mayor, you are free to do that.
Well, that's great. Yes, no, I agree. I think it'll be a great experience, and it's great for our city to, our area to get, notoriety, and it's definitely, because of you all, and thank you for all you do for us,
Well, I've always tried to be an ambassador for the school and the community. That was a big part of my career, so I'm proud of that.
well, great.
And Grant Chamber came up with the slogan, "Our family's best to your family's team."
That's great.
We're doing with the 4 businesses.
Well, good.
Good stuff.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming in,
When
okay?
there's a lull in the action, I'll make a nice cake, one of my entries, and bring it for your food.
Sounds good. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
See you, Carol. Have fun.
Okay, we can have that. Is there anybody else I want to say anything? I did actually have a couple things. I think Carol probably knows, I had a couple people talk to me if they'd bring it up because they didn't want to. September 7th, the Church of St. Mary's is going to be having a open house type of deal. Greg, you're on the parish council. Can you mention a little bit about that? Sorry, I caught you off guard, but I know that was one question that was asked towards me, if I could bring it
The
forward.
parish is going to be doing a series of meetings, about 3 meetings. They're going to be at the Legion. Part of it is to get input from the parishioners to figure out what's the best route to continue on with the church, what everybody's seeing, hearing, and those sorts of things, and just get input from the parishioners to say, where are things at, get people up to speed on things. I know Carol does things for the paper, but it's always nice to actually hear it and see it. The steering committee's going to be doing some listening on them at that time, so like I said, it's going to be at the American Legion. There's going to be 3 separate meetings. Those will come out
7/14 and 20.
What's that?
7/14 and 27.
Okay. Yeah, 7/14 and 27th at 7, I believe. 7 o'clock till 9-ish or so is what they're shooting for. It should come out in the parish bulletin, as well as they'll be sending out some flyers and those sorts of things too. So it's just to get the parishioners involved. That way we can decide the path of the church and go from there.
All right, sounds good. And I did have one other person, well, actually, it was 2 other people asked me a question. Last month at the council meeting, there was an abstention of a vote. There was nothing said. They didn't know which way you voted for that conditional use permit. Do you want to clarify for that one?
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, there was nothing, and I looked in the agenda, it was a abstention of a vote, and I didn't know if you wanted to clarify, because it was actually one of the,
I'd have to think back to that meeting now.
and Will,
Could we come back to that?
well, it's on the open, do you want to, did you know which way you voted on that one? Because I know it was
I don't think
actually,
I think I had some more to say about it, but, I could still think about that. I could go either way. I'm sitting on the fence on that yet, so that's why
Okay.
I probably didn't say anything about it, so.
Okay.
I don't know. Kinda got me on guard.
yeah, no, I didn't know, I just, they wanted to know, and I just heard about it today, so I just thought I'd, not trying to call you out, but, so there was no vote made, and the only way you can abstain is if it's a financial.
Well, I guess a no vote is for, by default. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it was still a no vote, I mean, and, you know, you can abstain or you can no vote, so, yeah, Scott would probably be better to,
Just to clarify.
because we did discuss it with Scott, so.
There's times when you have to abstain, when there's a conflict of interest, but, you know, you can't always abstain.
Right.
I think the president got a lot of heat for a while because when he was in the Illinois Senate, he had a lengthy record of abstaining. So politicians abstain for any number of reasons. In this, what are the people plugged in?
No, I didn't know if there was something next door, I had no
You know,
idea.
if it's not a conflict of interest situation, then the abstain is ineffective. Because to pass a resolution or an ordinance, you need a majority of the council voting yes. So abstain doesn't count as a yes, so in effect, it's a no vote.
Okay.
So if you do not say, specify at the moment, but if you specify abstain, it's an abstinence of the vote. But if you don't say anything, it's a no vote by default.
I think we put it, looking at it, we treated it as an abstain rather than saying yes or no. I think in the minutes, it's
Yeah.
being treated as having abstained.
And you had sent
Okay.
a memo on that saying, nothing from the league.
Okay, so that
I
is an
mean, I'm just saying,
abstain.
that's how I did my meeting, that's how I prepared the minutes. I
Right.
looked back and so that's how I recorded it.
You know, when you have a conflict, we like to make sure that you note in the record that there's a conflict, because when you abstain, when there's a conflict, that changes the voting path. In that case, it's not a no, it's the same as the seat being vacant. So instead of having a 5-person council, you've got a 4-person council.
Okay.
So it changes the math and figuring out something faster.
Okay, so, yeah, I guess it was looked at, so just wanted to make sure we all know that if we vote, let's vote, if we're get for or against, or if we're abstain, let's abstain. So,
Well, now I have a question. So in the minutes, it's an abstention, and the next move we're gonna do here is approve the minutes. Are the minutes accurate then?
Yeah, I guess a no or an abstain would be perfectly acceptable to me.
Okay.
So abstain is fine.
okay. All right, then we are down to the consent agenda, the approval of the minutes, approval of the bills, purchase orders. D is donations. Donation number 2016-30, Minnesota Dark House Angling Association, for an amount of $629.23 for a purchase of a park bench in the memory of Ron Kettler. And number 2 is a donation resolution 2016-32. It's an anonymous donor, donation of gift cards in the amount of $200 from this donor to Melrose Fire Department and Ambulance Department. And let's see here, gambling resolution number 2016-31 for St. Mary's Church, the ambulance department member appointment, the fire department bad debt, the ambulance department bad debt. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We are skipping 5, the public hearing that we're not holding anymore. We are on the reports. Police Department monthly report.
July 2016, in our traffic area, we had 36 citations issued, 134 verbal warnings, no written warnings for the month of July. For 2016, we received 318 calls or requests for service. Last year was 236, so an 82 call request increase. At the end of July of 2015, we were at ICR 1766, and this year we ended at 2332, so we're about 565 calls, 566 ahead of last year. Some of those numbers come from, especially in the traffic area, we had a speed waive in there that was, had some federal money with it, so the officers worked some overtime, so you'll see that there's more speeding citations issued. We're out there a little more often. Another area that was an increase in not happy to see was driver's license issues, driving after revocation, suspension, no driver's license. Some of those were found from other stops, burnt out headlights, some of the speeding stops that were made. So it's unfortunate that we're still seeing plenty of folks driving without their driver's license or driving on a status that the state has deemed you no longer have a driver's license for a period of time. So we're working with those issues. People are still trying to get to work and trying to pay for the fines they need to take care of to get their license back, but we also have to be fair and consistent to everybody else that is in the same boat. So one thing to mention on the police department side, we have a bunch of bikes that we've collected literally over the years. We put them in storage for a while at water wastewater. Today Gary allowed us to steal one of the trucks and get those out of there. So we have about 23 bikes right now that are good to go. So next week we're going to put them out on the grass of the city center here. First come, first serve, $5 a bike, just to get rid of them. The vast majority of the ones that are there yet are functional. Might need a set of brakes or some air in the tires, maybe some new tubes, but they're good bikes. The ones that are jumping, we've already hauled off the backers, so just make public clear about that, and we'll throw it up on our Facebook page, and hopefully we can get rid of them all. The ones that don't go, they'll either get donated to the Yellow Bike Program, or they will make their way out to backers as well. Any questions?
Great. Thanks, Chief. Planning and Zoning Commission, Mike or Tony?
Yeah, for the second quarter of 2016, 42 permits, building permits and otherwise gone through, and the amount of $18,348,000. The number is high because of the hospital project going on. Along with those, we've had a few different street vacations and land purchases go through, which will be brought up in coming meetings. And then, other than that, businesses are keeping up with different projects that they have gotten building permits for.
Great. Anything to add? All right. City Attorney report, Scott?
You have competition, Scott, so you have to speak long.
Yeah, I seem to be having a better time. On the report, you'll see Genio project is just ongoing. Working towards the development agreement, got a draft circulating. Also identified some property that potentially expand the east substation site. So did some initial research. Mike Gilman kind of helped with that too, where we need some more land. Thinking about going south towards the trail. There seems to be some excess right away there. We discovered the county doesn't actually own that land. The state of Minnesota, the Department of Natural Resources does, but so far they seem willing to work with the city and making some land. Other one is, the Willow Express was dealt with at the last meeting.
started working on some closing documents to complete that sale. Don't have a closing date yet. They're still putting together some information waiting for the building permit. They didn't have ready. So that's pending. Another item coming up, we've had the same agreement with Great River Regional Library regarding the library here as the city center since 2004. The library at Great River has generated a new agreement that they want us to sign. So I started looking at that with the city administrator before he left on his military leave. There's some things in there that we're not all crazy about. So we'll see what's going on, trying to get something negotiated so both parties can work. So that's another kind of ongoing thing. Hopefully they'll have something before the end of the year to present to the council. And lastly, I checked to spend a morning with Chief Mouse. Brought over lots of papers and pictures. We've got several properties that were originally identified this spring as being problem violations of the nuisance ordinance. After what seems to be like a great deal of patience, they're still not cleaned up. We're going to start the process to enforce that, enforce the ordinance. It's, we're looking to get, if they don't voluntarily do it, we're going to be getting a court order. So we'll be getting back to you on that. I think there's about 6 properties, which you mentioned there was 100, how many you started with?
Yeah, the nuisance violation, the nuisance side, I think we have about 120 nuisance violations. We're down to 6 that look like we need enforcement on.
So yeah, most folks are doing a good job and cleaning things up when it's mentioned to them. We've got a couple of folks that need apparently a little more pressure. So we'll be bringing that to you. And I mention that now just because as part of the process, there'll need to be a hearing for the city council. And then we would be asking the council to issue an order. And if they don't respond to your order, then we go to court to enforce your order. So that's last item. Under old business coming up is this resolution, and just for background, last year, the city was working with Empire Valley. They own all of Block 2 over there. There's an alley running through Block 2, and there's a street that has never been opened. I think Morgan's addition was platted in the 1880s or 90s. Haven't got around to opening the street up yet. Don't think we're going to. They also, on the other side of the street, owned like 90 feet. And that property joins the city's wastewater. And the plan was the city would vacate the alley in the street and give them a deed for it, so they would have the title to the vacated street and the alley. They in turn would give us more 50 feet, which is the street's 50 feet. So they without this kind of gap underneath where the street is going through their property, and then the city would pick up an additional 50 feet up at the wastewater treatment site. You guys approved the vacation last year. Going through there, we noticed there wasn't, never did get the deeds exchanged. And in the resolutions you adopted last year, we didn't get a resolution from you authorizing the transfer of the city-owned property. So before we have Joe sign this, I thought we should have the council put their blessing on that. Otherwise, we have to arrest Joe, I guess.
About time.
Trying to keep you guys out of jail.
Good deal. All right.
So that's coming up. That's why we got that. But it is late. It kind of got put too far on the back burner. It's just now getting off. So
Good deal.
that's all I got.
All right. Any questions? Okay. Patty, are we doing D, the general fund financial quarterly report?
Tessa just said that it was as presented. If anybody has
Yep.
any questions, feel free to contact her, so.
Okay. Okay, then we're on the action items, which we do not have one. So now we're on the old business, which Scott was talking about, the resolution number 2016-33, resolution approving the sale of city-owned land to Empire Memorial. Is there any more questions or comments? Otherwise, I'm looking for a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. New business, there is none. Informational items, the minutes from the Utilities Commission July 11th regular meeting, Great River Regional Library semi-annual report. And then can I get a motion to adjourn, please? Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.